Hello, I'm John Donovan, and I have a word for you for today. I'd like to talk for a minute about time, talent, and treasure. That's a way of thinking of what we can offer the Lord. And I was thinking about what holds me back personally from giving of those things, what I'm capable of giving. And I had a couple of things happen to me this week that I think are quite relevant to that. My issue is that my mind tends toward worry. If I'm not worrying about one thing, I'm worrying about another, but principally I'm worried about my children. Not for really any good reason, but I think of all the wild possibilities when it comes to their well-being. But here's something I sort of stumbled across this week that I think is terrific, and I really would like to share it with you. And it's a quotation from John Bunyan, the great author of Pilgrim's Progress, who was having a problem with fear one evening. And so he said to the Lord, "Lord, show me that you have loved me with an everlasting love." It's taken from a promise in Jeremiah 31. Show me that you have loved me with an everlasting love. And he reports that from that very moment, he felt a kind of sweetness, as he called it, in his spirit, and that he went to bed and he woke up and he felt the same. So he prayed, in other words, instead of trying to work up the trust, the confidence that he needed in God to do what he needed to do. So that was a terrific thing that I came across, and I have prayed it. And I will tell you that the results are immediate. The Lord wants us to trust in him. We know that. But he wants to give us the ability to do that. Now, here's the second thing. I remembered an old story that I had read many years ago. I don't know who wrote it. I don't even remember the magazine. It's just, it came to me at a time when I was thinking and worrying about a couple of my children. And the story is that this old lady was remembering back to when she was 5 years old, and she was captured in China by rebel forces during a civil war there. And the story isn't really about her, it's about her mother. Her mother, when this happened, began to sense in her distress about this, that the Lord was saying to her, if you take care of the things that pertain to me, then I will take care of the things that pertain to you. And so with that in mind, she went about doing various things that would pertain to her Christian ministry in the village where she was. And her daughter was eventually returned to her. So what I'm talking about now is something that you can pray and something that you can do. And this week, while I was thinking about it, I got a phone call from an old friend whose son has been in drug rehab, and my friend lives a couple thousand miles away, but the son is moving to New York. And he was saying to me, well, can you give my son a call because he's thinking of going to a certain school, and you're acquainted with that school, and perhaps you could talk with him and so forth. So tomorrow I'm going to have lunch with the son. And I don't know how it will come out. I don't know if I have the ability to say something that's of use or encouragement to the son. But that seems to be what the Lord is placing in front of me to do. So I have asked him to show me that he has loved me with an everlasting love. And I plan to go in and have lunch with this young man tomorrow, because that is what seems to be what the Lord is putting in front of me to do. And I'm remembering what that lady said a century ago, or since the Lord saying to her, you take care of the things that pertain to me, and I will take care of the things that pertain to you. I think if we consider these things, those two things, we'll find that we are freer and less fearful with respect to the generous gift of our time, talent, and treasure.